Hey guys, this is the Byrd Meadowlark 2. Quite a mouthful. This is not my knife. This knife belongs to a friend of mine. I just bought it for him. And the reason why was my Delica 4 that I reviewed. I traded that knife with him. It became his EDC knife and he loved it. Unfortunately, he lost it. So I suggested the Byrd Meadowlark 2. He wasn't that sure. Now, I had this knife with me for 1.5 days. Of course, I played with it. And I really like it. I hope you will like it as well. And why? Well, in my opinion, the only thing that was better about the Delica 4 was the fact that it had a VG10 steel blade. This one has an 8CR13 MOV steel blade. That is the Chinese steel that you can find in a lot of Chinese-made knives. But it is not a bad steel by any means. I would say that for EDC tasks, it is a really good steel. It's easy to modify. It is easy to keep sharp, which is very important. Now, the handle materials and the handle shape, the blade shape, very much identical to the Delica. One thing that this one has that the Delica doesn't is this little choil here. I'm telling you, this makes a huge difference. The Delica has a handle that comes out straight here, so it doesn't have the choil, and you can't really grab it like this if you want to do some fine detail work like peel an apple. I did that and it feels great. I'm very excited about this knife, maybe you can tell. And why? This is 25% of the price of a Delica. About. And I think it's every good as bit as that one. Handle materials are pretty much the same. The Delica has a nicer texture to it, but this one's not bad. The pocket clip is the same. This one just doesn't have the Spyderco logo, and you can position it anywhere you want it. Left, right, tip up, tip down. No problem there. Now, for somebody who wants a cheap EDC knife, a smaller knife, I can highly recommend this one. If you want something bigger, you can go with the Cara, which is this version but bigger, like the Delica to the Endura, and it also has this choil here, which makes a huge difference, believe me. So like I said, a small EDC knife for this price, I think this is a great choice. It is a lockback knife, so you can't really flick it out, but opening it goes really smooth. I've tightened all these Torx screws as hard as I could and just untightened this one a bit so it won't just stick. And now it feels great in the hand, opening it, and you can close it like this and it won't cut your hand. This is the same for the Delica because this choil here, this jimping, will touch on your finger, won't let the blade go any further. And I think that's just a good feature, a very safe feature for opening this knife one-handed. Of course you can open it two-handed, you know, be very safe. It is light. Basically, I think it's as light as the Delica. But for some reason, in my hand, this one feels more comfortable. You know? It feels more nimble. After having played with this knife for 1.5 days, I do have a little crush on it, and I am considering getting one. I don't really think I need another folder, but for this price, you could also have this as a secondary folder, a secondary EDC knife. You know, if you have let's say a more expensive EDC knife with which you don't really want to do all the dirt jobs, you could have this one with you. It is very light. You can clip it to your back pocket, or you could just take the clip off and put a lanyard on, let it sit in your pocket. I don't think it's going to fall out. But even if it will fall out and you'll lose it, even if the blade will break, which I don't think it's likely, but even if it'll break or you'll damage it really bad, it's not going to be a problem. You can get another one, and the price on it will be basically as much as this Victorinox rucksack. That's what this one cost me. I know prices vary. I just think this is a great knife. You can get this with a G10 handle. I like the FRN. I think this is the this is what it was meant to do. A cheap folder, a light cheap folder, small blade, everyday tasks. I think it does as well as the Delica and then some. So this is the Byrd Meadowlark 2 HCR13 MOV steel. I hope you liked the video, guys.